for a moment I thought I was visiting my sister in Isla Cross. The phone rang, we were playing cards, and it was around 10 o'clock in the evening. The phone rang. So I answered it, and he said, "This is Dave Chartrand." And I said, what's the purpose of this call? And he said, "Would you like to go to Rome?" What? I said. He said, "Would you like to go to Rome?" And without thinking, I said yes. I said yes, but then he said, "Okay, if you're going, I'll just leave you at that and I'll call you back," he said. So I was okay with that, and then my sister and everybody that was there wanted to know why such a late call. So I told them, "Hey guys, I'm going to Rome." Well, they've never heard of Rome. Yeah, it was, and then I thought about it, and I thought, oh my goodness, I thought. I've never been on a big airliner or anything. I've never went on, And I thought about it, and I thought, what could I say to prevent me from not going? Because I wasn't ready. And I thought, so when I got the second call, they had switch it around. I wasn't going with the guys from Alberta. I was going with the Métis Society from our end sent us, because I don't know what happened there, but I ended up there. Yeah. And then I was getting nervous because I thought, I don't know anybody. How am I going to get around? And so they, what was his name? Fleury. His last name was Fleury. Norman Fleury. Yeah, he was supposed to go with his daughter Chantel, and it ended up that he couldn't go. Only his daughter went, and so she took care of me all during this time we were over there. She, and she was young. I don't even know if she was in her 20s maybe, but she really took good care of me. She made sure that I was resting and make sure that I had all my luggage properly,
Yeah.
And so we left. We had to go. We had to fly from Saskatoon to Toronto, and then we had to go to Germany from there. And the good thing about it was that we had first class flight, because it was a 10 to 11 hour flight, and so we had first class. It was very comfortable, and you were able to watch TV or sleep, or it was very comfortable. And then when we got to Frankfurt in Germany, the next day we had to fly to Rome, which was, I think it was 2 hours or less from there. And then it was just a regular flight, and if you've been flying around and you sit in a regular, they're not very comfortable, and they were so close together, right?
Yeah.
But it was enjoyable, because it was for me it was exciting, because I've never went on a flight like that for so long. So we got to Rome, and we got a guide that took us to the hotel, and the next day we started our tours. Yeah. We had, I think it was the third day that we were told that we had to meet the Pope for an hour. And so that day that we were supposed to meet him was such a long walk to get to where we were supposed to go. And we walked and we walked and we looked and we looked and all the exciting things. It was so amazing. But like I say, that I couldn't stand there and look around very long because I would lose my little partner, the one I was looking after me. So the time we finally got to the place where we were supposed to meet the Pope, we ended up in one area. It was they told us to wait there, and we were all standing around, and the priest came there and he said, "Okay, you guys can sit down on the couch or wherever." They were so fancy that we didn't want to sit. And he said, "It's all right to sit down." So, but on the door facing where I was sitting, that's where we were supposed to go in to meet the Pope. And my gosh, the waiting there. What is it going to be like, you know? The anticipation of what you're going to see beyond that door. And then we waited. I don't know how long we waited, but there was, I think there was about 10 of us there. And like I said, there was only me and Emil that were from northern Saskatchewan. People didn't even know we're northern Saskatchewan. But anyway, we were finally called to go in. Oh my gosh. It was so, you looked at him and you thought, what an opportunity for me to be standing in front of him, you know. He looked so peaceful and so friendly, like his voice was like so reassuring you that you don't have to be so so stiff and just enjoy yourself. Yeah. So we finally all introduced ourselves, and then me and Emil had the opportunity to tell our story of our experience at the boarding school in Isla Cross, because he was there also. And so we told our stories, and of course there was lots of emotions and crying, and because we're telling about our experience there. And so, and then all the 10 of us had the opportunity to speak. So we took I think we took more than an hour for us in that room. There was a few priests there, and 10 of us from different areas. And so then people brought gifts for him. So they had another table where they had all the gifts. He had a really hard time even getting off his chair and to go and see what all the stuff that people were giving him. So he took quite a while to there looking at the things that people had brought for him as presents. Yeah. So, and then we started to get relaxed and walked around a bit, and then our hour was almost over. So he came, a priest came by, and he said that he was going to give us something in for us to remember him with. So he provided us with this. It's like a medallion, eh? We all got each one of those. Yeah. That's our gift from him. And then he gave us our pictures too, with shaking his hand.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I cherish that one.
Yes.
I was going to put it in church, but I haven't got, I didn't get it. Yeah, I got it, but it's just a matter of putting it together, right? Yeah. It was a chance of a lifetime for me anyway, to experience so many things. The touring, the places we went, and we didn't go only to the Vatican. We went to the St. Peter's Square, where we were walking, me and the bishop from Regina, and I had met his secretary there. So we sort of, the three of us sort of walked around. And all of a sudden we heard some drumming and people saying, "Come over here." So we went and we ended up doing a round dance with these with these people that were doing the round dance. So we spent a few days there, a few hours there with the people, and we were just touring around.
Yeah.
And then we went to, so we ended up by going all over the place. And the next day we were going to Assisi, they called it. Assisi. It was another place. We had to go there by bus. And so we were just walking around. All of a sudden somebody said, they're saying mass here, let's go. So we went, me and that bishop and the secretary went and it was a huge basilica where they were having that mass. And we went in and we sort of sat in the front, towards the front. And all of a sudden the priest said, "Can you come and read?" So I went up to read. I was kind of shy because I wasn't even, I just had my rain jacket on. I wasn't dressed properly, but you said, "I want you to come and read." So I went up to read in that big basilica. So that was another experience that a good experience that I had. Yeah. And then we walked around, and then they said, "Let's go to the catacombs where the Saint Francis was buried." So we went there. It was just such a narrow, and you had to go, I don't know how far down, eh? I was almost claustrophobic because I'm claustrophobic. I can't stand it. Oh my, and I kept saying to that lady, "I don't want to go all the way down there." Nothing, let's go. So we went. So we made it down there. And we looked around and just to look to see where. And I didn't take no pictures because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was only thinking about how far are we going down, and stuff like that. So I just prayed where St. Francis was buried, and then we continue back up. So that was another a good experience to have. Yeah, we had a second visit. It was to entertain. It was time for entertainment from different places. Different people came to entertain. Some fiddling and some people, First Nations and Inuit and all the different entertainment. It was pretty good. It was really good. Yeah, but it was a great trip, a trip of a lifetime. Yeah, for me anyway. Even hearing our stories, you could tell that, he was very, he really was listening and trying to grasp everything that was happening with us in there. It was very hard for him, I think. Yeah. But he was very sympathetic after we told our stories. So yeah, and he did apologize there too, right, after he heard our stories. Yeah. But he had a translator, eh? I've never heard him speaking English. He just had a translator. Yeah. there, I was with my niece. We were sitting towards the front. No, I mean, quite a ways from where he was. But so of course, my daughter phones and he said, "Mom, you're on TV again." So my niece and they took our picture while we were there. Yeah. So we went there, and I didn't have the opportunity to be really close as I was, but I still liked that he was there for the people and really listening to what they had to say. Yeah. So, and then we went to St. Anne too. There too, I was way at the back, and I didn't get a chance at all to even talk to the other people that were there that I was with through all that time I was in Rome. Yeah, I didn't see I didn't see them at all, but I knew most of them were sitting near where the Pope was. Yeah. But I was way in the back. I didn't go in any further than that. Yeah. I think he's going to get all his his the priests and whoever is involved with the church. I think he's still trying to make amends and really show the people that he's sympathetic and caring about what has happened in the past, and he really wants people to reconcile and forgive what has happened. It's going to take a while, but eventually I hope we go in that direction, because we've gone through so many I'm on my 5th generation, and we are still carrying the hurts and the shame that we had to go through. And I think that has to be, somehow we have to find ways to forgive and reconcile with what happened, because we will never be able to go forward if we don't. That part would be always in our minds, the hurt and the shame. We have to somehow find a way to get through and try and heal ourselves from those experiences we've had in these schools. Yeah. Like, you know, yeah, we have to find somehow to revive our own traditions and our culture. And we've seen so much destruction upon our Mother Earth that I don't know if he'll ever recover from all the minerals that they're taking out, and that's what's all these bad things happening, the floods, and it's because they take so much and they don't give anything back to her. Yeah, and if they don't start giving back, it's going to totally destroy our planet. Yeah. Wasak po taguyo apata ko. Ego nengan gagawik tamak sa ko tinigan. Usam monia wai po gigawik kita ko. Ego nek po ko istawik nama for their spirituality. Yeah. Ego man niya managay taman. They need that spirituality in order for them to find a good life. And spirituality is not a denomination. It's just that we were born with those values in our lives that we need to tell our kids what they're all about, all the good stuff like joy and happiness and all that. But the way that things are happening nowadays is learning only the bad side through their phones or whatever. Igunan himi na muy mios na phone tapto awasak tapatistat for their tablets. Asa po ko apahtin mischet awasak ipuhtawagitsik, you know, puhtawagitsik igwa autismin namsta he atis pajoa. Mihtiä tuomase oassakin na nuortuutti muka kajahti kusta pihtiin ja maa. Ja mihtiä tuossa kyksi siitä masksit sekä.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all electronics that they use. Yeah. Apogon electronics, you know, that's the babysitter. Apo kamieta was an iPhone or a tablet. That's because the parents don't have time to sit with their children and show them the way, our ways, of survival. Because they need a way. We have to find a way to itsaja kauassa. Asia kapamuhtiin oma koopmaagoossa kitmaakset. And that's just the beginning, you know, it's going to get worse. Yeah. Kispin ko igo huitek tamagan po, kasi se pihkuhissuja somehow. Siis se kiva ni hiä omaskihkiä taguin näyttää mututama. Yeah. Ei muuta maana noitsu kuistoon ma. Omagatis pa ikto ni minagita puit pala si. Kung siis kami kumanagi tapmak. Yeah.
Sun just that
oh yes, yeah. Ja mun minäkin ajattelin. Yeah. Ja tämä on skaatamme hier guanma. Guanossa kun muista pokihtaa jakin tohtavaa. You know, that's good. Awasta ka pohko mua ati muista oimiwak. You know. Muita suga jaskiksi tiima ois kihtaa ja kajahti kiksi tiimawak. Aina se kun muikin koja. Let's go ja pui in a home is idawahi tau ja kakihtaivit. Yeah. You know me go elders. I see namatiwa kun tagakan uutta papaamme kagiyatsik. And they did tell their stories and what they see in the future ati. Tasuganan nutsugisugatsumak. They saw it. But it's like we're so busy with all the electronics and stuff that we don't see it, you know, until it's gonna hit us.
Yeah.
And then we'll remember what she said, you know. Yeah. But we're going in that route where it's gonna come like an epidemic without us realizing where do we get our medicine from, eh? Yeah. I think they had powerful big naman ang sinisusuti ko iski pamuhti and I'd say utama nagipumuhti humana uti somewhere in Alberta. Utahtoma nagagipumuhti hut igipinagit mana ha. Kung nandiyan sa makana ko. Ini mahagad sa puhtit. Kaya ko kanista kagus ko pa yan, kaya pimto ni pa yan. Kaya hospital ito tiyan magigo, may kakiwit si higwak. Sisigo ya piano ta. Hiwi sa gihtaman. Tahto hipi pagka mahigit yung nagsinisis. Nanto si saya inisit. Mun Pinoy handita. Skating mo sitin ko sa mga pitak siya inisit. Tapi ko sa blind into kakpahama ka windows. Iti ko tawa kan tipo na sit. Iti ko hata. Utap misnenetik. Uto pomika. Sikan hepis pipihtat. Sige hat Tio magawi sa gihtaman ng tayahatan hinat peace pipe. Sige hat. So squats piego ni sigin namin ni pi. So squats siga puisit. Ego hisitsiha ko magawi sa gihtaman. 2 days magigoy. Sko na tawhid. Yeah, 2 days. Hat. Wednesday gave him a skik. Gave to pogas ni ko hahota. Yksi nimiuskaak. Ja. Mä enkin muista, että mä oon so känsigeijätä. Ja, but we stay siitä mui on ja kigim ja kun maskihkima. Usam gakuis katawa. Au ja sinu gimska waktamia keituita. Ja. Ja. There's some real good people with powerful medicine. Ego ya tapu ya gon mamaskiki. Muyo tamam sin. Monya maskiki. It does you worse than askok maiskagun. Yeah. I got to tell my story, Nia. My experience there. Ego, being around people that have helped me reconcile with my experience there, meaning our local priest or the bishop, or because I spent a lot of time in Saskatoon, you know, studying to be a minister here for us, and I got to have that peace and that joy in me. So I began to forget what happened to me over here. And when people tell their stories, taskos muy dapos tinix taspayin itago, you know, muy tago, but it was in my head. Because all I've been experiencing is joy and feeling all that gratefulness that I have made it this far with my experience. Kitahtawik sitag my niece. I read a book, like there's books out about children in the residential schools. One of them I read was We Were Only Children. And I started reading it. Because niyatas ko my story. And I could only read a couple chapters of it, and I couldn't go on because it was me in there. And it wasn't very pleasant. And then I read Five Little Indians, Minakutak. Yagumine matsaya mihtan, kiwa tagihawa kawasak. And I begin to remember that it's not only what's written in here, it also happened where I was. You know, I began to see, and then my niece came in and I said, I said to her, and she said, Tihtino tituit. Muikse tagi tihtamenisip. Piagonan magiskisko tagihtano kiano in that school taskucho magkiwe kay mihtain ituit. It's just that people are not telling their stories, she said. And then sus ko tapos tawag sa ituit. Tapos ko sa nagaituit na nun sa guiso, yun nagapit sa pasta ko mga kiyogikway. Yawan matanagati tamako ma. Kahit at ni gano magsawasan sinawag. Tapos ko sa nista mo imstahe nohti anma. Ohtse nagati mawag no sa makatih pago ha. Pues igi nagati ma jumina. Pues ginagati mo go yata pues us maginagati mo. Aspo mga kasumustata no ma. Tahto kanihtaw gitaw ya pasihta at sa kuihuan na. That's the legacy that he had left for. Utsawasam sa mo yo utsawasam sama. Kaway ka kami igiyawa at igiwiuts ito ma. Pamuis ka matsit. Igo igi upigahatan utsawasam sa pegano yo utsawasam sa. So that was his legacy that he left behind, that igi tuhtahat man anuhtsimi. Igi machitsik, igi dosipitsik, Yung dumausot sa kigivitsi wata na tapto. Zawasem sa tohtigo sa samaha. Ito na. Igigwaik sa gahat. Kaya pitsanus kagi sa gagatoma 13 years ago has been gagap matsit. Kaya pitsanay mo miwak tas kuchik matsit. Iku to sinugan na. Kuya sige nagatimat. Muy minatit puguya wis. So, artit miyuk matsa huwa kaya guhta ha. Artit utama nagagi kispipit sa wagati. Ja mun tahko agi do se pizza gi matitsuk. Uyasta ha. Do in matua. They went fishing minamana. Ja. Ja gusi soma. Tagito tamah kay soma. Tuwasem sinawak kitsagi tagik skihta ko apo na sakanos. Muy mitsuwa kigay no tsimi ko tsigi. Magi go niak sigisiks na hamoya ko. Kaya pitskis mitsuwa ka. Most meat fish ka kyogi go eksis mitsuwa ko yawo. Mahmili tohtien. Ati tawasak muy. Muy tapahtama ka pogi go katuwa mitsuin. Yeah. Yeah. Well, pues muy gozo mag etis pa yo mag apukuchi na sim nota. Pues mas kikip mpay no. Tumakswak awasak niya manik tumak na wako. Guhipatih kago tsikewan matih togo. The mothers the fathers Yawan man yan no tiwa pahtaman taguguin mis kutsupaik. Ja, kispen muigon mak naginina, mutta voi tsumak sogo asak. Ja.